so in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how to, we've already set up your environment, and so we're going to be taking a look at what a Python file is, how we can run it, and we're going to be taking a look at some examples before we build up to actually writing a script that would allow us to send some emails. So right now I'm taking a look at GitHub Desktop, and I have it open to the repository that we made in the last video, and there's a button to open it in Visual Studio Code, which I'm going to do. It's going to take me a couple of seconds, but it will open, and it won't look exact. My Visual Studio Code will look a little bit different than yours because I have some custom themes and some custom extensions, but at the very core of it, this is just a code editor, so there's not too much to worry about in terms of what it's actually supposed to look like. Let me make this larger and bring it inside the view, and also allow me to make this larger for you to see. Okay, so first of all, Python files are files that end in .py, and so we can just create one real quick. We're going to call this app.py, and so in order to run it, you're going to want to bring up your terminal. And so you might remember in the last video, we set up a virtual environment for the terminal, and in reality, we don't actually need that. That's just for setting up the project. And for general projects, if you ever install anything, you're going to want to use a virtual environment. So we're only going to use it if we need it. But as a quick refresher, we can just use vem scripts activate or ven bin activate in order to basically activate our virtual environment. If you remember from the last video, I'll also put the commands up on the screen. For Windows, obviously this is vem scripts activate, and now we have venv next to our prompt. And so in order to run it, I run Python, or for Mac OS it'd be Python 3, like this, and then the name of the file, which is app.py. And so there's nothing in my file right now, so obviously nothing is going to run. But obviously the first thing you want to run is maybe you want to print something to the screen. So print means print something to the screen, and we don't have just print, so print is a function. And so when you have a function, you need to put brackets around it, or this is actually parentheses, and that means call the function. So these two characters mean I'm going to call the function, and stuff I put inside the parentheses is what I'm going to call the function with. And so in this example, I'm just going to use a string, which is something I put quotes around, and I'm going to say hello world, and I'm going to save it, and if I run it again, we'll see hello world. So that's basic steps of getting your first program running. We're going to talk about a couple more things. So in Python, there's a thing called variables, and so maybe we call variable a, and equals in Python is not like mathematical equals, it's actually assignment. So what equals actually means, so I'm going to say a equals 3, and what that actually means is I'm assigning 3 to a. So 3 is now a, okay, or a is now 3, depending on how you want to think about it. And so if I print a, we're going to get 3 because inside a is 3. And there we go, we see there's a 3. And you can change variables. So we can update a. Let's say I want to update a and make it 5. So first you start out with 3, then it becomes 5, and then we print it out. And now we see it's 5. If I add a print statement in the middle of it, then we see it's 3 and then 5. And I can even add stuff to a. So if I can say a plus 2, and it'll take the old version of a, which is 3, and then it'll make it add 2, so this will be 5. And we can see it's 3 and then 5. And you can't just store just numbers in your variables. You can also add, strings. I can be like hello world, and then if I do print a, then I'll see hello world. And you can even do something called concatenation, which is where you add 2 strings together and it'll just show up one after the other. And so if I run it, we'll see that this is connected together from this string and this string. If this is too confusing, what you can think about this is a and that is b, and then c is equal to a plus b, and if we print c and run it again, we'll get the exact same output. So yeah, this concludes the video for I guess, today's video. We talked about variables, we talked about strings, numbers, and as well as functions and how you can print something to the screen. So you should be able to, make something appear on your screen and make your program run and, say hello world, or, add 1 plus 2, or, you can even do multiplication in your programs as well, and, division and subtraction and basic arithmetic. And so we're going to talk about, more advanced functions in the next video.